let's say you want to test the animations now. Sure, you can do Alt A and have it run and then switch to another animation and try that. Or you could render them all out to sprites and whatever game engine you're using them in, and then run it and test it. But there's an easier way to quickly test multiple animations interactively in Blender, and that's with the game engine. So let's come up here and go to our game logic screen. And let's look at this guy from the side and select the armature. Let's switch to object mode. And then we'll close our properties panel to give us some more room. And I'm going to go ahead and join this. What we'll do is we'll add a sensor. The first one we'll add is going to be the always sensor. And this is not going to be a full in. This is how you do the game engine. I'm just going to show you how to set up something simple to preview some actions. So it's divided into sensors, controllers, and actuators. And for the controllers, we're going to keep it simple for each one. We're just going to use the AND controller. The sensor, it's going to be, this is going on always, so a good one for that would be our idle action. I'll go ahead and call this idle. And we're going to select loop stop, and then we're going to select idle action. And we'll tell it what frames to play from that action. And we want frames 1 to 20. And then we just mouse over the 3D window and hit P to play. So he's moving kind of slow, and he's kind of in black and white. So let's do two things. Let's do Alt-Z so we can see his costume. And then let's get rid of those wires. So switch over to our properties window, object, turn off the drawing of all edges and the wires. And also, for the game engine, it's going to run a lot faster if we don't have the subdivision surfaces on. So now let's hit play. And there he's doing his idle motion. That's cool. The lighting's kind of bad, so we can maybe make it a little better. Something that looks cool. Probably too much light in the scene. But now the really neat part is adding another sensor. This time we'll add a keyboard sensor. And let's say we use the W key. Another AND controller. Can pick that up. It happens to be 20 frames also. Let's connect this up. And I'll show you something that we'll have to change. When I press W, it runs, but it kind of stops. So I'll hit escape. The problem is the priority of these two actions going on at the same time. So what I want to do is, if you look under priority, lower numbers will override higher numbers. So lower priority is better. So let's just raise this up a tick to 1. So now the running has a higher priority. And then even cooler, we should probably name these. This is idle. Oops. Idle. Run. Run. We'll add another keyboard sensor. In this one we're not going to click here, so it's not going to continuously sending a signal it's only going to send it to 1 when we hit spacebar. So click this, hit your spacebar, send and controller, not 2. Add our action. And we only want, well, actually let's go ahead and do loop stop again. Say punch action, and the punch is 1 to 11. Hit play. So he's running, he stops, punch. Okay. So it's kind of neat. You notice when he goes from idle right to running, what we can do is say that when we want to go from one pose to another, we can decide how many frames, you know, it blends to into this mode, into this pose. I'm just middle mouse wheel clicking to scroll down here. So let's say this, you know, 3 to blend into that one, for example. So when I hit play and then I go to run, it's a little bit more natural. The loop stop means that it'll stop right in the middle of a loop before switching to the next action. That way you can see where, like when I'm punching, I can stop or switch immediately into something, into one of the other poses. If you want it to play to the end of an animation, you do loop end. But it's pretty cool. So now I can be watching, say, oh, that looks neat, or maybe I want to see it with perspective on. Well, that looks cool. Bam, bam. Running. And or from a different point of view, maybe your game is really going to be like some sort of first person. So hit play. So now he's running, he's punching, idle. This might look better with perspective on. His fist gets nice and big when it comes towards the camera. I like that. So now, one of the cool things about using this is to see the play between the different motions and stuff, is while I've been watching this, I realized that probably should have spent a little bit more time on the run action. So we'll do that next. We'll just touch up the run action. Let's do File, Save As.